I breathe, I walk, I think, I am conscious. I don't know how I manage to be. I must therefore locate the center of me at a deeper level than my ego, which is my image or idea of myself. But how deep do we go? If, when I'm dead, I am as if I never had been, then that's the way I was before I was born. And couldn't I happen again? Isn't it incredible that out of the nothing, here you are? Well, it's astonishing. You know you're going to die. And the death of each one of us now is as certain as it would be if we were going to die 5 minutes from now. Regard yourself as dead already, so that you have nothing to lose.
What this is all about is the empowerment of direct experience. We are responsible for ourselves, and we will set the agenda for the human future. You must have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you will become part of somebody else's plan.
100 years from now, you'll be a handful of dust. That'll be for real. All right, act on that reality.
All type of knowledge ultimately means self-knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Yin yang, eh?
Right, man, that's it. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
I think the major struggle going on is the struggle between those who want to program everybody else and those of us who would prefer to be self-programmers and, as far as possible, teach others to be self-programmers too. As you turn on higher and higher circuits and become more and more sensitive to what's going on, you more and more want to release people from the misery. Like the Buddha, when he realized what was going on, he devoted the rest of his life to trying to deliver as many people as possible from the traps they were in. There's one ancient Buddhist scripture in which he's asked directly, are you a god? And he says no. There's, are you a saint? And he says no. And there's, well, what are you? And he says, I am awake.
Rituals of initiation are extremely interesting. Boys are brought up to be in fear of the masks. These are the gods.
I am your father.
The boy has to stand up and fight a man with a mask. This God power that he'd always been afraid of. Now, the demon, dragon, grandpa is coming to eat you. He thinks he's gone. The man lets the kid win. Takes the mask off, puts it on the kid. Now you're a man. That's a big story.
the degree that you condemn and find evil in others, you are to that degree unconscious of the same thing in yourself. Now this is to me the primary thing that Jung saw. In order to admit and really accept and understand the evil in oneself, one had to be able to do it without being an enemy to it. As he put it, you had to accept your own dark side.
When you observe yourself within, you see a world of moving images, generally known as fantasies. Yet these fantasies are facts. And fantasy has a proper reality. It is, say, a form of energy. We are only deeply unconscious of these facts because we live all by our senses and outside of ourselves. If a man could look into it himself, he could discover it. And when a man discovers it, nowadays he thinks he's crazy. And it may be crazy.
There is a force which is described in precisely the same way by ancient Gnostics, they call them the Archons, by the pre-Islamic Arabians, the jinn. Christians call them the demons, and so on and so forth.
Magic wands were always made out of the wood of a holly tree, Hollywood. You begin to see that there's a magical system dominating the world of the Western civilization.
Their method of manipulation is deception.
Saturn, Lord of the Rings, who is in charge of and controls all occult law in the universe.
Archontic. This is the key to understanding it all.
Very interesting symbolism has been imposed upon this country, and the people have no idea in the world what's going on.
One of the biggest reasons that you see the world in the shape that it's in is because people have got no balls. And excuse my language, but they got no courage anymore. And I don't know if it's because the real people are lying in graves, you know, who had the guts to fight, are all dead and buried because they actually were the ones who went and fought in the First and Second World War and all the other horrific things that have happened. And what's left is just genetic garbage, I don't know. But the thing is that man has lost his guts. He just simply does not have it anymore.
You talk to full-grown adults now, they're like mind-numb zombies. Folks, they have been murdered. They're not even alive anymore. They are zombies, living zombies. That's why they're showing us all these zombies, as people at an instinctive level know we're turning into Walking Dead. And so it's a dehumanization, and the idea of those of us that can still think subconsciously hate the general public because we would have been genius level. We're just average IQ now. And so we have a disdain for the zombies. You can't have disdain for them. These are victims. These people have been savaged.
Don't you see the paradox? If you try to go and shake somebody awake, aren't you actually violating their freedom? You provide signposts, but you can't walk the road for people. And my message is, get out of the bloody way. Don't try to prop up what is corrupt. Don't try to save people from falling over the edge. They may need to fall and hurt themselves and scar their knees, and they may need to see this rotten edifice that is built on so much crime, so much filth.
There's something new going down.
People are in fantasy land. They don't want the real thing of really knowing the truth and really being informed and really being in charge of your life. They want government and media to tell them what they want to hear.
Our media today, for the most part, is corporate run by the corporate powers and the power entities of the world. And unfortunately, that's where probably 90% of Americans get their facts from today. And until they break free from corporate media and start looking at other places to learn the truth, I'm afraid we're going to head down a bad road here. country, because take a look at who gets killed. John Kennedy.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society.
Malcolm X.
You're living at a time of extremism, a time of revolution, a time when there's got to be a change. People in power have misused it.
Martin Luther King.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Robert Kennedy.
What we need in the United States is not violence and lawlessness, but is love and wisdom and compassion toward one another.
John Lennon.
John, could you please tell us what the situation is with you and your entering the United States?
A lot of people don't want me in, you know. They think I'm going to cause a violent revolution, which I'm not.
The people who die violently are the people who stand for peace.
That's why this is dangerous, is that when they really intensify this stuff, that's when they're getting ready to kill you. And I hope they don't kill you. I hope they don't kill me.
Oh, well, if they do, we'll go down in a blaze of glory.
I ain't scared to die. I ain't scared to die. I'm only fear death.
It's a Dalish!